today we're going to be removing the speakers from a 2011 Camaro. This is my wife's car. It's only got 38,000 miles on it. We really don't drive it much, but you know, when she does drive it, she likes the techno and she likes the rap music. So unfortunately, we have a blown speaker in the back, so that's what we're taking care of today. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is remove the bottom part of the seat. You're going to do this by lifting up on the front slightly, pushing down on the back, and then just pulling the seat out. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, pull your tab here, drop the rear seat down. Back of the seat, you've got these little release brackets here. You've got to release them, and you're going to have to pull it out. You're going to have the seat just at just the right angle to pull these out. Okay guys, here's the deal. This is by far the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Chevrolet has managed to take something that should be simple and just make it really, really freaking hard. So what I showed you earlier, you should be able to just push these with the seat folded down at an angle about like this because of the way the pin is shaped. You should be able to push those clips and the seat just pops out. Alright, well, it won't. I've been struggling with it for about 15 minutes now. I got the passenger side. It came right out the first time. I came over here to the driver's side. No matter what I did, I couldn't get it out. And while I was fiddling with it, the passenger side popped back in, and now it will not come out either. There is a plastic ring that goes inside here that, you know, when you move the seat, the ring wants to push up and keep it from coming out. So I got tired of messing with it, and I've just decided to take the fucking bolts out and remove this whole bracket here that holds the seat. So, you know, it's just 5 bolts. You got 1, 2, you got, you know, a nut right here, so 3, and then 4 and 5. So we're just going to take those 4 bolts and that 1 nut off and just lift this whole bracket out with the seat, because it's really hot out here. It's like 100 degrees. I'm soaked with sweat, and I'm just starting this project. After messing with those little release levers that should have been super easy to deal with, for 15 minutes, it took me all of about 2 minutes to get those bolts out and just pull the seat out that way. So I'm recommending you just skip straight to the, just pull those brackets out, guys. On a side note, by removing that metal bracket that goes across that holds the seat, also, if you're putting down Dynamat or some kind of sound deadener, that's actually a good thing, because that then allows you to, you know, get all underneath there with your sound deadener. So, you know, easier than fighting with those clips, and you know, it's got added bonuses. Okay guys, the next thing it says to do is with a trim panel removal tool. It says to remove the kick panels, or take the kick panels loose on the driver and passenger side. Now, I'm not sure what trim panel tool they're talking about. I've got my trusty AmPro trim panel tool from back in the day. I've probably had this about 15 years. That's what we're going to try to use. And I've got a flathead screwdriver, so we'll just see which one works best for this. So it looks like the trusty old AmPro trim panel tool is doing the job. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is remove these large trim panels below the windows, and you're going to be using the same tool for that. You know, they just pop out with little clips. this point, I just want to kind of let you guys know what you're working with here, okay? The you know, the little seal panels that go down along the bottom of the door, when you're removing them, you're prying straight up on those, okay? I'm just letting you know this so you don't break your clips. You're prying straight up on those. Now, when you're removing these panels under the window, you're prying straight out, okay? So don't try to go up with it. I kind of tried to at first, but then I was able to peek behind there and see that it was supposed to come out, not up. So luckily, I didn't break any clips, and that's how you do it. At this point, we've got our seats out, kick panels out. We've got our large panels under the windows out. And this is usually the point where my wife comes out and, you know, says something like, "What the hell have you done to my car?"
Oh my God, what have you done to my car? It's just speakers.
Told you. Next step in this ridiculously complicated procedure, just to get the rear speakers out that are way back there, is to remove this seat belt, because this whole panel here has got to come off, guys. So you got to flip this up. You're going to want to use a T45 Torx bit and take your seat belt retaining bolt out. All right, next you need a small screwdriver or something of that nature to remove this little airbag where it says airbag. You've got to remove this cap. Be very careful here, you know, so you don't nick up your interior. There you go. Now what that's going to do is expose a 7mm screw that you have to remove to get this trim panel off. So we're going to take that screw out now. We're going to work our way to the back and remove this panel. Again, we're going to use our trim removal tool, and it should just pop out. It's just held on with clips. Now that panel's out of the way, remember we just took our 7mm bolt out of here. There is one more 7mm bolt right here. So we're going to take that off, and then this comes off. The only thing that is behind here that you have to worry about is on the passenger side. As far as I can tell, on the passenger side, there is this harness. Now, as you can see, I unhooked this harness. The harness actually goes back behind here, but you know, you can get enough clearance there. I unhooked this harness, which runs to the rear deck, without taking this piece completely off. So, okay, so without further ado, we've got these. I'm just feeling behind here to make sure what I'm dealing with, and yeah, they're just those little plastic push pins. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 little plastic push pins. Use your, where's my trim removal tool? Sorry about that noise. This is actually, I believe, what this trim removal tool that I have was originally intended for. See, just gets right behind them and pulls them right out. Just like that. That's what you got. Alright. So we're going to pull 4 of those out. So now what we're supposed to do is lift the front of this panel. There are clips up underneath here, okay? So apparently we've got to pull on it enough to pop those clips loose, and then it is supposed to slide forward. Well, we're fixing to see how that goes. Got to pull this up. I don't know if you can hear them popping. I don't like making plastic parts go pop. I actually went on a forum before I started this, and it was a C5, or a C5. It was a 5th gen forum, not a 5th gen Corvette, 5th gen Camaro forum. And there was a person on there who was, you know, kind of half-assed doing a write-up on how to do this. And he had made the comment that you really didn't need to take these sail panels out. You know, you can just you can skip that step. You just got to bend the rear deck a little ways. Do not try to shortcut this, okay? And I'm about to show you why. I tried to take his advice because these 7mm screws back here are a pain in the butt to get to. I couldn't get to them with a ratchet, even with a wobble. Couldn't get to them with a nut driver. Finally ended up having to use one of these little 7mm ignition wrenches was the only way for me to get to it. I'm wondering how I'm going to get it started to put it back together, but anyway, so it's going to be tempting to not take that apart, take it apart, because what happens is you cannot bend that rear deck up high enough to clear those speakers, those speaker frames. And here's what happened to me. Snap the top of the speaker frames off. Now the whole purpose of this on these speakers is to keep the rear deck from rattling, which is, you know, part of the problem we're having. So you know, I'm going to be replacing these and probably using some kind of adapters. I'm damn sure going to have to now, because there's no way I'm going to be able to make these work, because thanks to trying to take a shortcut, I have destroyed them. So a little pro tip there, do things the right way. Don't try to shortcut stuff. 2 screws just cost me a set of speaker brackets. All right, now that we've got the rear deck off, you just got to take the screws out, and well, actually I think it's just 1 screw, and then it pops in here. So I'm going to get that screw out of each one, unhook the harness from underneath, and we'll finally have the speakers out. Okay then, with the screw out and we've unplugged the harness underneath, you just lift it up from the inside and slide over. Out she comes, finally. Same thing on the other side. Lift it up, slide over. Wow, those are some crap speakers, guys. As you can probably tell, I am a hot, sweaty mess. It's like 100 degrees out there, but we got our speakers out. Now, obviously, you cannot just put regular 6x9s back in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video and I'm going to post it as a removal video. And then we're going to go to Best Buy, try to find some speakers and some adapters to put back in here. And I'll do another video on installation with the adapters and reassembly. Now, here's the reason you can't just put regular 6x9s in here. This is all one piece, okay? And see how it goes in this way and over this way, and you know, I don't think the hole's big enough, or I think the hole may be too big in the rear deck to just try to, you know, bolt down some 6x9s. So like I said, we're gonna go see what they've got, and if I'm wrong, then I will correct myself in the next video. So hopefully we'll get those new speakers and adapters in the next day or two, so I can you know, finish these 2 videos out and you know, get them posted. So okay guys, if this video helped you out, share it. I've not seen any videos on YouTube of how to do this. Lots of videos on the front speakers, not the back, so that's why I made this. Hopefully it helped you out, and like I just said, if it did help you out, share it. Make sure everybody can find it, you know, just put it on the forum if somebody's asking. So now I'm going to go on the internet and look at Best Buy and try to pick out a set of speakers for the back of this car. Hopefully we'll be back soon with the second video. So until then, stay tuned to see the next one, and subscribe if you like this video. That way you get a notification when the part 2 comes out. Okay guys, so I'll see you next time on Bad Luck Garage.